Day 218 aboard the Pisces Abyssal Depths Research Laboratory. There's been some ruckus on the deck below. The biologists are celebrating the discovery of some new species of deep-sea crab they found living near the hydrothermal vents. I've been keeping to myself, staying busy with paperwork, anxiously awaiting the day I see the sun again. I take a moment to rest my wrist, place my pen on the table, and gaze tiredly out of the port window into the abyss, mindlessly staring into the thin, glowing stream emitted by the station's outer light. A silver glint darts through it. I strain my eyes to get a better look. The station rumbles lightly. The fluorescent light above me flickers momentarily. I catch my pen before it vibrates off the table. The rumbling continues for a few seconds, then ends as abruptly as it began.
Goddamn tremors. That's twice this week.
Movement outside draws my attention back to the window. A dragonfish, a terrifying-looking species of deep-sea fish with a slender black snake-like body, triangle-shaped head, a large hinged jaw filled with needle-like teeth, and big black eyes that host a pale white iris. The fish hovers motionless, staring at me. I stand and make my way closer, peering back into its deep, dead eyes.
Ugly little bastard, aren't you?
I reach my hand out to the window, and it darts out of sight. Day 221. The fish returns, watching me for over half an hour as I write up the reports for the Pisces oxygen system repairs.
Damn fish is more interested in my work than I am.
I put my pen down and stride over to the window, placing my hand again on the acrylic. The fish retreats but quickly returns to its observation, floating just a few meters away.
What a strange fish.
Day 229. Over the next few days, the dragonfish returned without fail, silently observing, and each day I placed my hand on the acrylic, hoping for some sort of a reaction. I gave it a name after the fourth day. Dagon seemed fitting. I came to inspect and enjoy his visits, strange as the behavior may be. Day 238. When Dagon returned, I was awaiting with my hand outstretched to the window. He approached and ran his body along the opposite side of the acrylic, as if to signify a bond of trust between us. We stared at one another for a moment before I decided to speak.
You know, Dagon, you're the only thing keeping me sane down here.
Dagon begins to swim slowly in a circle. I smile, steeped in the warmth of our interaction.
I've been avoiding getting attached to anything since my best friend Leon passed away about 5 years ago. Since then, the thought of losing anything else has kept me isolated. To tell you the truth, that's kind of why I'm down here. To keep what's left of me.
I take a step back.
I know you can't understand me, but you're the only one I can talk to. Everyone else just thinks I'm weird. They don't want to listen.
Day 246. The crew has begun to make preparations for an outing further into the trench. They believe they have found what they refer to as the firmament, in reference to the biblical firmament that separates the earth from the heavens. Essentially, it is a layer of trapped sediment caused by the release of hydrogen sulfide gas that resembles an ocean floor. You can pass through to the other side given enough thrust and a strong enough hull. Of course, I get left here to do their paperwork while they're off making discoveries. At least I have Dagon. He has begun to visit more often now. I talk to him every chance I get. I don't know how he has time to hunt. He's always watching me through the windows. Even on my walk back to my quarters, I can see him following me outside the station. It's comforting. Day 247. Dagon did not visit me this day. I fear for his life. Has he taken his place among the food chain? I made minuscule progress on my reports as I spent the day tirelessly staring out the window, hoping to find a glimpse of him. The crew's outing was successful. They were able to send an ROV through the layer and found a massive cavern below. It was filled with many new species unknown to science that evolved independently from those outside. Most notably, they found a species of deep-sea spider that produces a sticky liquid that functions like an underwater web. A shame I couldn't go with them, as someone must stay behind to man the station. The others keep their distance from me like I'm some sort of leper. Day 248. Thank the gods. Dagon has returned. He must have gotten caught up in a hunt. I pull my chair up next to the window and sit. A feeling of relief washes over me.
I'm glad you're back, Dagon. You had me worried.
He swims slowly towards the window.
I've been thinking. It's almost time for a return to the surface, but I don't want to leave anymore. This is the most at home I've felt in a long time.
My hand presses firmly against the acrylic. Dagon nuzzles up against it as if to comfort me. He's spooked by Chief Biologist Tanya as she enters my office. He darts out of sight.
Are you doing all right?
She asks warily, curiously eyeing the window as she trudges in with a small stack of paperwork.
Yeah, fine. Just taking a break. Taking in the sights.
I joke as I try to contain the feelings of annoyance that bubble up inside.
Who are you talking to?
She questions suspiciously, placing the papers on my desk.
Talking to? No one. What do you got for me?
I slide the chair back up and stand, walking towards the table.
You're gonna want to read this as soon as possible. It's important.
She declares before nervously making her way out of the room. I move the chair back to the desk and eye the papers. Skimming the pages quickly, my eyes stop on the bold lettering. To be returned to surface for mental evaluation at request of personnel. I shoot up in my chair and storm out of the office with the papers in hand, hunting for Tanya. I catch up to her in the hallway, grab her by the shoulder, turning her around to face me.
What the fuck is this? A mental evaluation? Look, it's for the best. The crew thinks you're going crazy down here. They hear you in your office talking to yourself. They're not firing you. They're just concerned. For me? Or themselves? Both.
She shrugs. I toss the papers into the air.
I am just fine! I'm not crazy. If that's true, then you'll be back down here in no time. You clearly need the time away from here. The transport will be here in 3 days. Until then, try to relax. The stress gets to us all. You'll have to meet with Fry in the medical bay for a daily checkup until then.
I shake my head in disbelief.
This is bullshit, and you know it.
I turn, stomp back into my office, slamming the door behind me. I sit down. Dagon slinks back into view. I watch him, trying to calm the anger that burns inside.
The others, they've been talking about me. They hear me in here sometimes. They think I'm talking to myself. Say I'm crazy. They're gonna send me back to the surface.
Dagon pivots its head to the side slightly as if concerned.
I've got 3 days before the transport arrives.
A tear streaks down my cheek.
I know they won't let me come back. To them, you're just a fish. What do I do?
Dagon vanishes in an instant as a larger lanternfish snaps its jaws shut where he had been the moment before.
No. Dagon!
I stand, terrified. The light disorients the lanternfish's sensitive eyes, and it turns to look for its elusive prey. Dagon explodes from below, clamping his teeth into its underbelly. Blood pours out as he violently shakes his head, tearing flesh from bone. The flowing scarlet calms me. Dagon is fine. The corners of my mouth curl up into a wide grin. Day 249. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't leave. I need Dagon. I gaze out into the abyss from one of the hallway windows. Dagon is there gazing back at me.
They don't understand. They'll never understand. They know I don't want to leave. I hear them in the mess hall whispering, plotting. They want to take you away from me.
One of the crew emerges down the hallway. I stop and walk nonchalantly down towards them. I fake a smile as we pass one another and head to the medical bay for another bullshit checkup. Another tremor shakes the station. Day 251.
That idiot medical officer won't listen to me, Dagon. He doesn't understand our relationship. I need you. I can't live without you.
Tears streak down my face. My hands are pressed tightly against the acrylic. Dagon rubs his body up and down the window, a strangely comforting gesture. There's a dull knock on the door. I wipe the tears from my eyes and stand slowly, ambling over to unlock it. Tanya's concerned face peeks in from the other side as I open it.
Transport's here. It's time to go. Now,
she says, pushing the door open further, revealing 2 armed crewmen behind her.
What are they here for?
Protection. Now let's go.
You're not taking me. I'm not leaving.
Tanya motions to the man on the left. He steps forward. A rage flares inside of me. I charge forward, shoving him to the ground and pull the gun from his belt. I fire it at the other. His head explodes in a spray of scarlet as his body falls limp. I stomp on the other's throat, crushing his esophagus. He gurgles and wheezes, desperately trying to breathe. Tanya turns to run, and I unload 3 rounds into her back. She slams to the floor. A trail of blood flows out into the grooves of the metal grates. I can hear the other crew members rushing from across the station. I retreat into my office and lock the door. As they bang and pry, I stare out into the abyss. Dagon stares back at me. I begin to tremble. An unhinged laughter frees itself from my throat.
I won't let them take me away from you.
He moves away from the window expectantly. I unload the rest of the rounds into the dome. There's an unnerving crack. The window is sucked into the void. My bones snap instantaneously. My eyes pop. The station collapses in on itself, crumpling like a piece of paper as the pressure tears through it. The implosion sends a wave of energy out across the trench. Minutes go by as the debris settles. Dagon hovers outside the wreckage, my unrecognizable corpse floating just in front of him. A thin, nearly invisible black tendril is wrapped around his tail, leading into the darkness of the abyss below.